this is how markets are looking like 1 hour into today's trading session. Markets are pretty much down, with the Nasdaq being the leader to the downside. As always, we'll see where the market is going to close at the end of today's action. What I want to talk about here is, because stocks are starting to pull back, is there is a method that I've discussed previously where if you have a stock trying to make a new high in price and fails, this becomes your first trigger point to go short. And if the stock settles down on a weekly basis, now remember we are looking at weekly charts here. If a stock settles down, let's say in this particular example here, tries to rally, and eventually this closing low on a short-term basis, if this low is breached, then you get your second chance at that point to go short a stock. The reason why I want to show you this method here is because it gives you your first entry on the short side for stocks that have been explosive, and it also gives you your second entry point for stocks that have been on fire. So let's take a look at one that seems to be a short as far as I'm concerned. It is for the EWJ, Japanese iShares. Note there was a break. This was a closing weekly high there. Tried to break out there and failed. So this becomes your first entry point at that particular point there to go short. It recently formed a weekly closing low there. I would say of a price of about 1174. So as it moves below that level, this becomes the next entry point to the downside. So that is a short. I think the Japanese market is a short at this particular point, given that weekly chart based on where we close. If we close at current levels, I think it's breaking down. Take a look at the MACDs here, about to move below zero, and also could break below these lows here on the MACD. So take a look at EWJ on the short side. If it stays below 1174, I would say my price target, quite frankly, down the road would be to test this breakout point. This was a nice entry point on the way up, so I would expect this market, if it's really going to drop, to come and test this in the coming 3 to 6 months. Eric Moore, good luck, peace, and blessings.